Hey everybody, it's Jay here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another speed build for the University of Brightchester, and this is actually the student commons. It's called Darby's Den. I'm assuming Darby is their mascot, the dragon. So with this build I went very traditional, very collegiate, you could say. I know that this is a specific area for the debate type club or debate actions, so I made sure to do a room that was specific just for that. And I really wanted this to look old. I really wanted it to blend in with the surroundings and kind of be like, even though it's a small lot, kind of be, you can see it's like the pinnacle, one of the pinnacles of the end of the kind of square, the student union type thing in the middle of the campus. So I wanted it to be like, kind of have a statement. But, so some frustrations with this pack. I mean, even though as great as it is, it's not perfect. I don't know why the lots are so small. If it were me, like, and you were doing a student union type build, I would have at least done, I don't know, at least a 40 by 40 or something. I don't know why they're so small. And also, I had this issue with the lot that I built my frat house on. They don't line up to any sidewalks. It's just a dirt path, and it's supposed to be like this really old campus, and I would think in at least 100 years they could have paved a pathway. So just little things like that that bother me, and it's just aesthetically. And this one was too far for me to try to do the rug trick that I did with the frat house, but I think it turns out alright. Over here you're seeing I am working on the porch. Well, that's a pretty fancy porch, but I'm working on the front of the building, and then I did these two little, I didn't want the upstairs to be like massive, so I did these little rooms with the dormers over here on the side, and they are functional. I kept them kind of simple. I think they got like a bookshelf and then desks in each of them. So yeah, just working on the overall layout of the build. I think it blends in with the world really nicely once I get all the wallpaper and the rest of the detail on it. I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. So yeah, just doing a lot of like classical details. I was finally able to kind of do what my mind first went to when we got the double story columns, which was this very classical, grand type front entrance with these 2-story columns. And so I included that on this build. And yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I am working on an LP with Cassandra Goth and Mary Sue Oldie. They're going to be reimagined in The Sims 4. Well, Cassandra's already here, but we reimagined Mary Sue in The Sims 4, and they're going to be going to university together. They're going to be going to Brightchester. I am working currently on renovating all of Brightchester and Gibbs Hill. I don't think I'm going to do anything right now with Foxbury, or if I do, I'll probably just get something on the gallery. I know that some YouTubers have already put out a lot of really good content for Foxbury, like Lil Simsy, Simlessy, The Tide's Changing. They've all had really good ones. So I'll probably include some of that, just to kind of fill up the world. I don't know how much a University of Brightchester student would spend at the rival school. Sorry about that. So yeah, so just right now we're working on the layout. I did think about doing this big open to the below type entrance, but in order to try to save space, because there were a few things that I wanted to include on this lot, I didn't do that. So as you can see here, I'm adding in the dormers. We got the like non-functional dormers as decorations, and everything, all the colors, everything matches really good in this pack. I did keep the furnishing. I mean, although it looks better than the building that was here before, I did keep the furnishing a little simple, just for like gameplay purposes, because once you start getting like a bunch of sims and they're trying to do all these like university actions, if you have this like massive lot, it's a lot for your, at least my computer, to try to render. So I did keep the build a little small. Maybe that's why they went with the smaller lots. I mean, that would make sense. But I literally had a glitch in doing the screenshots for this where they would just freeze with every single interaction, and I don't know, sometimes it's because you have like testing cheats enabled, and other times I have no idea what it's from. So like she would like walk places, but I would try to have her go to get like food in the like cafeteria area, and they would stand there and stare at each other for like an hour. So I was like, okay. So I loaded out of the lot and then loaded back in. So I'm hoping it's just because of the testing cheats, and I'm not going to run into anything like that in the LP, which hopefully will be coming out by the end of the week. I am actively trying to get everything done by Friday, so that way I can have that ready. I know it's a little late on the bandwagon, but I would rather have something that I'm pretty proud of, and I'm having fun in the quality of the content, because, you know, the builds don't suck, and it is like more immersive than just trying to like pump something out. So yeah. And that being said, I really haven't done a whole lot of gameplay by myself in university. I've like applied, which, by the way, the application process, like if you're just trying to do something like screenshots, it's crazy long. But I mean, I do understand it, and I'm glad they incorporated a level of realism to the game like that. Also, I don't know if I could be wrong, I don't necessarily like the fact that you can't, because okay, in The Sims 2 and in The Sims 3 with university, I believe you could just make a university student, like go into create a sim and like make a university student, and I don't see an option for that here. You have to like make a sim, have them apply to university, and go through all the channels, and that's slightly annoying, just because for like, if you want to like fill up the world with like your own sims that you've made, that can be slightly annoying. But again, that's not like a make or break it type thing. Like, I wouldn't not recommend this pack because of it. Just little things here and there. But I do want to stress that this is a really, really good pack, and I'm basically splitting hairs right now. So enough of me rambling about the pack, and talk about the build. So there are two major rooms on the left and the right hand side of the first floor. The right side is the cafeteria, and then the left side is the kind of debate area. I used a lot of the like signs and kind of made it look like, oh, this is over here and this is over here, and I think it turns out pretty good. I also do eventually move that Brightchester sign that's in the front once I like elevate the foundation and start putting in landscaping. It kind of blocks off the view of the build to me, so I just kind of moved it over to the side. Wasn't really able to find a brick texture that matched very well with that new brick that they included with all the detail on it, but I think it turns out fine anyways. I add the same columns to the side of the dormers, and it kind of like ties in the architectural aesthetic of the building. So yeah, just adding a little bit of shrubs. This isn't like a huge video or anything, but I mean, it's not a very big build, but I do like it in terms of the aesthetic, I guess. I don't know. I like that they included things that have a lot of detail, but like for instance like the wallpaper, really detailed, but it's all a 2D regular wallpaper image, so your game isn't like trying really hard to render all of these like different details and like building objects and all these individually placed like little things. And so they made it a little bit easier to make a very detailed traditional build, and I'm pretty happy about that. I know definitely people will still like do their crazy high detailed things with these packs and go even further. If anyone has seen Harry, she is immensely talented in that kind of thing, and she usually uses a lot of CC, but I've seen her do a few non-CC builds for this, just because like the quality of the stuff we got in this pack is just pretty good. So over here I'm finishing up the detail on the exterior of the build. And yeah, so like one of the things about the lot size is I would keep the building, like the overall structure, the same size, but like if I would have been able to make like an outdoor living space or something like that, I would have liked to do something like that. But then again, I haven't really played around too much with the gameplay. I'm sure there's like some things you can do in the quad and things like that. So over here I'm pulling out these IVs from the Buy Debug catalog. I don't know if it's show hidden objects or the live edit objects, but it just made this building look very traditional, very old, and blend in even more with the environment. So over there you can see it kind of goes up onto that balcony that's off of the dormer on the second story, but it kind of like hit it just right to where it looked like it was going through the freeze and just going up to the top of the fence. And so I kept it. Usually that kind of thing is a little annoying to me for IV realistic purposes, but I think it was just one of those like happy accidents where it actually did turn out looking really good and realistic. But over here you see me doing the terrain paint. I wasn't sure exactly what to do with this area, so I do end up putting one of those slabs down, but even sizing it up, it wasn't big enough to reach the pathway, so I just made it for like a base of the stairs. And then yeah, I did include a couple statues from Romantic Garden just to kind of give it that historical feel. I also did spotlighting throughout this build, so you'll see me do that with dormers, and especially on the areas like the dormers on the side, the functional, you can see me placing them there. It really makes it look good at night. So yeah, I think we are getting ready. I've said this before in other builds, the builds that I'm doing for this LP, I'm not limiting myself with any, as of right now, with any like pack restrictions, just because again I want to make it a more immersive and like the best it can be type thing, quality for the actual LP. And yeah, we are, if anyone has seen my Saving Sulani LP, that was very like structured, very like I want to get this and this done. This isn't going to be as structured. I kind of have a general idea of what I want the storyline to be like, but I'm not going to follow any one set of rules. I'm just going in, I'm going to have fun and experience the university, and also make decisions with the two characters that we're going to follow based on like what their specific personality type is. And yeah, so this is the kind of like cafeteria area, so it's not a huge build, so I didn't include too many tables. I didn't think there would be a lot of people here at any given time, to be honest anyways. When I did do the little bit of gameplay, there's not that many Sims who show up to this lot, so it fills it out nice. If you had this giant lot, like I've seen builds of the Foxbury Commons and it's just this giant like empty lot, and so I didn't want that to happen here. But over here, this is kind of like a main meeting area. I included some furniture, the chess table, posters. You can see I included that little debate floor sign thing to kind of show you like the debate room is this way. I included 3 bathrooms in here. They're just regular single stall, toilet, sink bathrooms. Nothing too crazy. There is, over there I discovered that we got all these posters, and I didn't realize that the one poster was a bunch of swatches for just like a lot of different things that your Sims could be into, from sports to the void critters to whatever. And so I will definitely be including that in some of the dorm videos. I'm thinking about, since Brightchester is this pretty old historic university, making, I think it's Wyvern Hall, the one that's like closest to you if you're looking at the like neighborhood screen, making that like a female only dorm, and then Drake Hall making that like a male only dorm, just because I figured it would probably like fit the school. I think Foxbury would kind of be like a more like laid back, like, yeah, we have co-op dorms type thing. And a very big aspect of what the gameplay is going to be in my LP is that, because it is Cassandra Goth and Mary Sue, that her parents were very like, well, we went here, you're going to go here. She's like a legacy. I mean, we all know the Goths have like a bunch of money, and kind of like playing also with that storyline and like having the pressure from your like parents and shit to be good at university. So yeah, I did include this pipe organ just because it looked old and I was trying to fill up space, and I think it looks good. I mean, you might find like one weird Sim playing the pipe organ, but hey, it's university. It's there for you to, try new experiences. Maybe you go in for communications and you want to be a pipe organist, if that's a thing. So over here I'm working on this little art area. I didn't, it wasn't in any of the requirements for the lot for it to be, like, have any of this art, but I know that there is a organization that you can join on campus, and I've included the poster for it in the back right there. So I figured maybe, like, this could be an area where they would hang out. But again, I don't think it's the same as the debate club organization thing, because there wasn't in any of the requirements or anything like that. So yeah. But I did include it just because this is the more like artsy type school. Some of the newspapers from Cats and Dogs, and then the paint tarp, I wanted it to look like they're really not trying to get anything on the parquet floor. And then just basic furnishing of the bathrooms. And yeah, so we will probably be using this a lot because I don't think I'm going to include the cafeteria and the dorm rooms. So we'll probably be going to this lot quite a bit. But just putting the finishing touches on here, adding a trash can. And with that, I think we're getting ready to go into the screenshots, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.